Hey, how's it going, guys? And today, what I got for you is a karambit knife. Now, a few things I want to say about this before I start is, first and foremost, I've always wanted a karambit knife for whatever reason, and I think they're quite cool. Secondly, I've bought this from AliExpress, which was my first time ever buying from AliExpress, and I gotta say, I'm very impressed. Number one, with the price. Number two, with the quality. And it only took about 3.5 weeks to actually arrive, but it did. And it came in one piece. Again, links will be in the description if you guys want to check this out, the one I've bought. This cost me about $7, which I couldn't believe it. I thought it was going to come out something cheap and crap, and it didn't. It actually came out something with good quality. So, let's start by the outside. I'm not going to unbox it because it was only on a on a white cardboard box. So nothing to see there. But it did come with a sheath and a lanyard, believe it or not. And I will be measuring all this so you guys can see what it is. But I couldn't believe it. It actually came with all this stuff. Of course, the knife itself is here. And it is a Jelson knife, whatever the heck that means, which I do not care. And this is what it looks like. A bit of a close-up so you guys can see it better, because I don't think the pictures in the page do it any justice, so I think you guys gotta see it up close and personal. Let me just zoom in, focus, and yeah, it is sharp. And it's actually quite decent quality. I was very impressed with this, and I think what made me get this more than anything was, or look into AliExpress, was because I've looked in other places and I could never find a karambit. I just couldn't. And it's so hard to find, and I did find another shop that would sell them, but they would cost around I think it was around 30 euros, and 30 euros for a karambit, very tempting, still not good enough for me. This was a lot cheaper and somewhat decent quality. Of course, CSGO is what made them popular, I presume. But yeah, it can be used whichever way you want. It fits my hand quite nice. It is quite ergonomic and comfortable to have. Of course, I wouldn't know what practical situation you'd want to use this in, but there you have it. Now, let's talk about the sheath a little bit. Although it's plastic, there's these little nubs in there, which protrude out a little bit, which actually fit in the sheath. And it doesn't go anywhere. It's secure. Like, you could shake this, jump, and do whatever you want. It's not going to move from there. It's not going to move an inch. It's not going to getting there. If this is coming out, you're going to have to pull it. But of course, there's a ring at the end of it. So maybe if it gets trapped in stuff, it will come out accidentally. But other than that, you'd really have to just grab it and pull it out. The lanyard, I'll do the measurements now. So the lanyard is... and I will measure this out for you guys. And I'll stretch it out as much as I possibly can. It is about 11 inches or 28 centimeters. And what I found with this is, to me, it's actually the perfect size. I've put this around my neck and leaves just this much out of my neck, and it just hangs out in my chest quite nicely, because of course this got a good size to it. I wouldn't suggest using this as a neck knife. I don't think this is even very practical outside, in the woods or whatever, but it is a decent knife. I'll tell you the size of the actual knife itself with the sheath on, which is about 8 inches or 20 centimeters. Of course, from one tip to another, actually 7.5 inches or 19 centimeters. Sorry about that. From one point to the other with the sheath on. If I take the sheath, then it's roughly the same, 7.5 or 29, and the sheath itself is, or this would be also the same size as the blade, I presume, about 4 inches or 10 centimeters, and the blades would be roughly the same, 3.5 or 9 centimeters. Of course, it's a curved blade, so it depends where you measure it from. It says 4 inches from the top or 3.5 from the bottom, but yeah, it's about 4 inches, 4-inch blade. And the handle is 3 inches or 4.5 inches if you count down to this tip, which this circle here does count as part of the blade. I am still impressed and in shock with this blade that it's this cheap. I don't know any tricks with it, and I don't want to hurt myself here, but yeah, it is great. You could, you know, do some moves or whatever. Of course, I have to do the sharpness test, which I haven't before, and I got some paper here, so I'm going to see if I can easily cut through this paper, which, yes, it is very sharp. Out of the box, this is without any sort of sharpenings at all. This is just really, really sharp, I find. And you can, of course, just cut it off like that. And wow, is that cool or what? For me personally, this is just going to be a display piece more than anything. I don't think I have any practical uses for it, other than just showing off how cool it is. But other than that, I don't think I can use it for really anything. I'm certainly not gonna be stabbing anyone with it. I don't think it'd be. Wow, this is sharp. Let's just see towards the tip. It's not that the tip is not sharp. It's just that I can't actually grip it very well from the tip because it's a curved blade, so it's kind of hard to just grip it. But if you do it from the middle-ish, where I presume it cut more, then it's really sharp. Now, of course, with any blade, what you want to see is edge retention more than anything. But only time will tell on that one. Of course, I got the Game of Thrones paper. And that's it for this review, guys. Links will be in the description. It is a quite cheap, for the patient kind of knife. And I love it. I think it's great. Really well made, good construction. It's a rubberized kind of hardened grip. And yeah, all black and brilliant.